Hey everybody, welcome back to 12-Minute Meals. I am Chef Matt here with a very special guest, my daughter Abby, once again on the camera, and she has picked music for today. She wanted to do a Beatles playlist, so we're listening to a little Beatles today while we cook, and we are gonna get into some really fun stuff today. Try to keep it to 12 minutes, like always, but today's meal that we're going to prepare in 12 minutes or less, fingers crossed, is arroz con pollo, all right? So arroz con pollo, that's Spanish for pot full of stuff. And pollo. I'm kidding. Let's go over here and let's take a look at what it is. It's chicken with rice, right? So what we're gonna do to make this easy, and for 12 minutes, we're going to start with a roasted chicken from the grocery store, all right? Rotisserie chicken, skin on, juice in the bottom. Love these things. We use them all the time. We just pick the skin, we just pick the meat off the bones, serve them with tacos, salads, everything else. And then I save the bones most of the time, freeze them, and when I have 3 or 4 carcasses, I'll make a big old stock out of them. So that's for a different show though, making stock. But here we go, we got a full roasted chicken, all right? We're gonna use, well, we'll probably use half of this, half an onion, 2 fresh tomatoes. I got some garlic clove. Got a little turmeric, ground turmeric. This is gonna give it more of a paella look, okay? A lot of times we use saffron in paella. Well, not a lot of times. That's what you use in paella is saffron. I'm gonna use a little turmeric in this one. It's got real citrusy notes, so it's gonna bring out a lot of kind of brightness, all right, when we're making our dish. I also got some frozen peas that I have in the freezer. Some unsalted or low sodium chicken stock. Okay, and then for this, we're gonna use a minute rice, all right? Something that's fast and easy, ready in 5 minutes, it says. That way, you don't have to wait 20 to 30 minutes. We're using an already cooked chicken. We're using minute rice. Otherwise, it would take 30 to 40 minutes to get this thing completely cooked with the browning of the chicken and everything else. This is a quick and easy meal that you can do for your family. That's why we're doing it this way. Next, olive oil, as always, is what I meant to say. We've got a little pink salt, Himalayan, that's what it is, Himalayan salt, and some fresh ground black pepper. All right, so that's about it. Very easy ingredients, very quick, very fast. I'm gonna turn on my brazier here and let it go on high and get it nice and warm. Okay, you don't have to show them that, that's fine. So let's get down to business, all right? Let's get on to business, as they say. So we're gonna take a couple of cloves of garlic. Not too much, you don't want too garlicky. I think I'll take 3 cloves today. Smash them. Today I'm smashing them because I hate peeling garlic, and it's hard to peel garlic and keep it whole and do it all in 12 minutes just because garlic sticks, and everybody knows these little papers are not fun to deal with most of the time. But as I went shopping today, I've got the handy dandy little produce bags that I put all my trimming into. All right, let's chop up this garlic real fast. I think I got a stem there. I'll move the stems out of the way. I forgot to get those out of the way. All right, obla di obla da, everybody. You know, all this coronavirus stuff, but guess what? Life goes on. Cooking goes on. That's what we're doing here. All right, so I'm gonna move this over here until I get my onion going. Onion. In order to keep this kind of tight, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll leave this stem on, come through it like that. Oh, peel off the first layer. Now, you don't have to be as good at this as I am. I'm not saying that I'm that good, but I have been doing this quite a while, so I like to think I'm okay. So I'm gonna make these nice and small because I'm sure most of you have kids. I have kids, so we don't want them too big because we kind of want them to hide. We don't want them to get too, we don't want them too big of pieces in there, too big a chunk, so they can find them. All right, they'll taste good if they don't know they're there. All right, they'll like it if they don't know it's there. All right, so a little olive oil on our pan. The pan should be pretty hot by now. Okay. Gonna throw the onions in, garlic, Ha 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 ha. Happily ever after in the marketplace. There we go. All right, let's let those work for a little bit, sweat down. So what I'm doing today, this minute rice that I've got, we're doing equal parts water, equal parts rice. So 2 cups of rice, I'm gonna use 2 parts of stock. If you're using rice, dried rice, regular rice that you would have to cook, it'd be about 2 to 1. So you do 2 cups of rice, 1 cup of water, and then you put a lid on it and simmer it for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's all absorbed and the rice is nice and tender. But we're not doing that this time. We're gonna do this easy and quick. All right, next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna core my tomatoes or tomatoes. I like tomatoes. I don't know why, I just like saying tomatoes. All right, get that core out of there. Sometimes when I do this, I like to put my thumb at the bottom of the tip there so I know how deep I want to go and just work it around. Once my finger hits the top of the tomato, I know I'm not going to go through and get my finger or my hand. So that's a tip for you there. And this, I'm just going to dice up my tomatoes. Okay, I get the ends over there because I like to do this like this. Oh, blah dee blah da. Yes, I hope you guys are enjoying the playlist. I'm not talking too loudly. You know what? I may not need both these tomatoes, but I'm gonna do them anyway because I love tomatoes. Oh, I don't want to cut my finger off, so we'll leave that one that big. Just have a couple of big chunks. Okay. Okay. Booyah. All right, so let's put all these tomatoes in here. I'm gonna let those sweat down a little bit. And remember, we're gonna put the rice in. From the time we put the rice in and the stock, once the stock comes to a simmer, it's gonna take about 20 minutes. It's gonna take about 5 minutes. We're gonna cover it and let it go. All right, so next, I'm gonna do just a little bit of turmeric. Okay, and this is going to color the rice once we get everything in there. Now I'm just eyeballing it. You can use as much or as little as you like. I like a good color on there. And then one thing I forgot to tell you that I'm gonna use some oregano, dried oregano. And the reason I like that, dried Mexican oregano is in a lot of Spanish cooking, a lot of Mexican cooking is what I meant to say. And it just kind of brings out, like cumin, it kind of brings out a little extra something, a little herbaceousness that really will make your dish more layered and more balanced, okay? And you find it in everything. Mexican oregano is in a lot of Mexican cooking, so. All right, we're gonna let that go. I'm gonna turn it just a little bit up. Now, for the fun part. I'm gonna do the rice. All right, kind of let it move around a little bit like that. Let it get coated with the oil and the turmeric. Shake it down. Now I'm gonna measure out 2 cups of stock. All right, add that to my dish. I'm gonna season it good with some salt and pepper. All right, that's good. I need to really get a better one of these. Doesn't put enough pepper in it. But one thing I learned, one thing a chef once told me is salt is a seasoning, pepper is a flavoring. So don't use too much pepper because it will change the flavor of your dish. Salt will make things salty, but it won't change the flavor that you're tasting. It'll just enhance it or overpower it with the salt. But pepper is an actual flavoring. Things can taste like pepper, right? So watch how much pepper you use, sprinkle in the peas. And the moment I've been waiting for, I'm gonna pull this chicken out of here, put on my board, take all those delicious roasting juices, put them in. Then I'm just gonna pull this apart with my hands. these kind of things. This is not very hot. I let it sit out for a little bit. But I'm just going to take the leg and the thigh, both sides. All right, no need to really trim it up. Just put it in like that. One of the wings fell off. We'll put that wing right there. We'll put this wing right here. There you go. Now I've got a little backbone here that I'm going to... Now Abby, catch this over here. Everybody, this is kind of weird. You might not like doing this, but take your knife. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. Oops, that wasn't too good. Come right through it like that. Now, see all this stuff in here? If you'd like, you can pull it out, or you can put it right back in there. It's easy to pull out. Now, since your chicken's already cooked, all right, so we're gonna put breast right there. And yes, there is a little bit of meat left over here. And these bones here you can keep for your stock if you want to keep the bones for stock. I probably will, because we make a lot of stock in this house. A lot of soups. So we got a little drumstick there hanging out, a little wing it. Put that in like that. Now, pick a little bit of this, clean some extra meat chunks here. All right, put them in there. Turn this down to low. I'm gonna cover it. Now, by the time that chicken reheats, comes back up to 160, this whole thing's gonna be ready to go. Rice is gonna be cooked. Everything's gonna be nice and soft and delicious. Hopefully the seasoning is good. We'll taste it and season it later. But that's it. That's all there is to that. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then we'll come back and grab it. Okay, so we had Abby pause it just for a second, just so I could clean up just a bit. You guys didn't want to stand here and watch me watching the arroz, right? So I saved you the pain and anguish of watching me stand around. Okay, so take a look. It's only been about maybe not even 5 minutes probably. Let's get all that liquid off there. Look at that. So that chicken should be just about back up to temperature, and the rice should be just about done. I'm going to just take a little taste. It's still a little wet, but that's okay. I don't mind that. It'll come together in just a momentito. Let me try it. Come here, get some on there. Rice is done, very hot. It does, I don't know, maybe just a touch more salt, but not an issue, not a problem, not a problem. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna turn off the heat a little bit, come over here to my handy dandy bowl, and I'm going to, look at that color, isn't that beautiful? Put a little rice in the bowl here. This is a slotted spoon in case there's any liquid left. I don't know why I didn't absorb. Oh, never mind, I do. A lot of liquid came off of the chicken. But that's okay, that's just flavor what you got there. So, all right, get that there. Next up, we're gonna chop up, I forgot to tell you, we got a little cilantro, a little fresh cilantro. All right, just turn it, chop it, chop it, chop it. Brighten it up, little freshness, little beautifuliness. And then I'm going to take this whole, booyah, look at that. Look at that, baby. That's what I call a dinner, all right? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the dish, all right? Now, what I'm gonna do with this, I'm going to enjoy this with one of my favorite tequilas, La Adelita, my friend Miguel Rodriguez. He is I think he's part owner in this company. He's also the sales director for the whole West Coast. He also does the Duke Bourbon. This is their label, just came out. It's a very high-end tequila. It is beautiful and it's smooth, and I can't say enough about it. I'm not a tequila guy, but this is something that you can drink by itself with a meal. I mean, it needs to be paired with something. And I know this isn't fancy, it's minute rice, but any excuse to drink this tequila is okay with me. So let's try it. This is the first time I'm trying something on the show. So, you know it's gotta be good. I would've tried the pizza, but I was on a gluten-free kick for a little while. That's why I didn't try that last pizza. But Abby ate the heck out of the one she made, so. Well, first thing I got was that cilantro from the freshness, but a little citrusy, you know, from that, from the turmeric. Nothing bad about that. You can't say anything bad about it. That is just a bulletproof, quick meal you can pick up on the way home at a grocery store, or a lot of the stuff you probably already have in your freezer, like the frozen peas or the tomatoes, or I don't know, onions, garlic. I mean, there's nothing in there that's crazy, right? Nothing fancy. It's just quick, easy, and ready to make in 12 minutes or less. So everybody, thank you for watching. Subscribe to 12-Minute Meals down below. Leave some comments. Check me out at Facebook at Chef Chance 17 at Facebook, or Twitter, Chef Chance MB, or you can go to our website, briggsbuttercake.com, and get yourself some fresh, delicious butter cakes for any occasion. All right, you won't be sorry, I promise you that. But try this recipe and enjoy it. Wow, your family, they're gonna go, how, Mom, Dad, how did you make that in 12 minutes? How did that happen so fast? And you and I, it'll just be our little secret, okay? So until I see you next time, remember, don't burn the garlic.